Welcome back, guys. It's your boy Broncos Guru, and today we're going to talk about the 7 types of boaters you'll meet on a holiday weekend. That's right. Let's go ahead and dive right into this one. And the first boater on our list, well, that's going to be the tube slinger. Holiday weekends tend to bring this boater out of hiding a little more than a normal weekend. It's probably due to the fact that a lot of families go on vacation during these times, and the adults are attempting to do anything they can to keep their rugrats entertained. So busting out the inflatable cylindrical device of death sounds like a fantastic idea. Holiday weekends don't just attract your normal tuber though. That's reserved for your normal weekends. Holiday weekends typically bring out more of your risque tuber. That's right, you will see these guys out there doing some pretty crazy stuff. Towing single tubes at cautious speeds, well, that's for the simpletons. We only go big on holiday weekends. Towing multiple tubes at full throttle is the rule. I mean, why not? There's only 2 to 3 times the amount of boaters out since it's a holiday weekend, so it makes complete sense to throw caution to the wind and try and show off for the crowds. If towing multiple tubes isn't enough, let's throw some other crap into the mix. How about we tow some bounce houses? Heck, maybe we'll possibly just tow some kayaks. You might even catch a guy out there in a kayak towing a tube himself. And number 2 on our list, well, that's going to be the renter. I was going to throw the newbie on this list, as typically that's what you'll find a lot of on holiday weekends as well, but I've decided to go ahead and put the renter on here instead. The good news is the renter can usually be identified with the large rental sign on the side of that vessel, so you know to stay away from them. And if that doesn't give it away, then you may catch them showing off their impressive docking skills while they're on the way to pick their family up after grabbing the rental. Once they get their crew all loaded up, they're going to go ahead and get ready to go, and they're going to head out toward their favorite restaurant. That's right. The renters always dreamed of pulling up onto the dock at their favorite restaurant and grabbing a meal versus taking their car. From there, the renter may go try and do a little bit of light tubing, but typically what happens here is the renter finds the one shallow spot in the lake, and that's right, they'll spend the next 4 hours of their 6-hour rental stuck there. The renter's not going to be exclusively a boater. You're going to see plenty of rental PWCs out on the water on these holiday weekends as well. At first they might be a little difficult to identify as you'll see them whipping around at full throttle everywhere, but then you'll see them fall off the ski and you'll quickly realize where they are. You know what? Let's not get too far into this one because this one deserves its own category. Number 3 on our list, well, that's going to be the PWC Writer. I don't usually take the boat out on holiday weekends. It's just a little too crowded for me. But this most recent holiday weekend, I had some family in town, so I went ahead and put the ski in the water and left it down at the end of the dock, just so everybody could use it kind of as they please. Of course, I had to go out there and make at least one pass on it, and one of the first things I noticed was the amount of skis in the water. On a normal weekend, I might only pass 4 or 5 skis a day. I swear I probably passed 50 at least today. Maybe it just goes back to number 1 on the list, and there's a bunch of rentals out on the water. I really think holiday weekends just attract those who want to hoon it up with the best of them, though. That's right. Well, I'm kind of kidding. You know these guys are going to be out there on the water. They're going to be cautious. They're going to be taking it easy and really looking out for everybody, keeping their distance, making sure not to get too close to anyone. They may even go out there and tube it up with the best of them, just like everybody else does on a holiday weekend. Now, before you PWC enters, go in there and start lighting up the comment section saying how I'm just stereotyping PWCs. As I mentioned in the beginning of this, I own a PWC and I was out on a holiday weekend on one as well. I just think the holiday weekend just attracts a different kind of mariner as a whole. PWCs are not excluded. And number 4 on our list is another one of those different types of mariners. That's right, we're talking about the overweight boater. No, I'm not talking about your friend who suffers from obesity out on a boat, but I'm talking about the blatant overloading of a boat beyond the recommended carrying weight capacity. This seems to be a common scene on a holiday weekend. It's probably due to large families vacationing together, or someone just having more friends than they know what to do with. So they just keep loading them on. As we all know, the recommended weight capacity stamp on a boat, it's just that. It's just a recommendation anyway. The boat can easily handle double or triple whatever that's on there. I mean, what's the worst case scenario that can happen? You'll lose a few miles per hour on your top speed? It's not like the boat's going to sink or anything, right? In all seriousness though, the weight limit is real, and yes, your boat will sink, and you're probably going to have a pretty increased risk of stuffing the bow if you overload it as well. And number 5 on our list, well, that's going to be the party boater. This boater makes a lot of the lists I do. This is simply because party boater doesn't need a reason to party. Just a little sunshine in a boat will get them going. Holiday weekends, however, do have the tendency to turn boaters that are not normally in this category into party boaters. It may come from peer pressure, or it could be as simple as the whole office is off due to the holiday and you made the mistake of inviting all your coworkers out on the boat. And the only way you can deal with them is by consuming mass amounts of alcohol. Party boater and newfound party boater, well, they'll spend the weekend having a great time. There'll be a drunken blur starting with Bloody Marys as soon as they wake up in the morning. And it'll usually end with them cleaning the vomit of their coworkers out of the bottom of their boat once their coworkers realize that heat, alcohol, and the rocking motion of the waves kind of don't really mix all too well together. And number 6 on our list, well, that's going to be the dressed up boat. While I do love women in cocktail dresses, I mean, who doesn't? Heck, down south, Our women even go to college football tailgates in cocktail dresses. It's not something you've never experienced. You need to come on down and check that one out firsthand because it will completely change your mind on how tailgating should be done. But here we're not talking about that kind of dressed up. No, we're talking about how on a holiday weekend you will find the boats dressed up. That's right. These particular people will go out here and spend lots of money and lots of time getting these boats together to go ahead and celebrate that holiday weekend. It doesn't matter if it's 4th of July, it can be Memorial Day, Christmas, no matter what, they will get this boat looking right out there on the water to have a good time. It really is impressive some of the things they'll come up with, and if you've never checked out one of these holiday Christmas parades that the boats go through, you really need to go check one of those out. They're pretty impressive. And number 7 on our list, well, that's the Dockmaster. This usually describes me on a holiday weekend. This is that boater who's decided the headache of getting out on the water with the other boaters on this list, well, it's just not worth it. They'll spend their time hanging out around the water, but they're going to do it from the comfort and safety of their own dock. Some of these guys will take this to the next level though, and they'll even do a little dock party. Some of these things will blow up to have hundreds of people around though. The Dockmaster is typically somebody who does spend a lot of time on the water, but they just prefer those calmer days. So when it's busy like this, they're either going to do one of these dock parties, or they're really just going to hang out and enjoy themselves, because it's not worth getting out there to them. Thanks for hanging out to the end. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and drop an anchor on that like button, smash the subscribe button as well, and leave a comment below. If you don't know, we give a $25 gift card away every week to our favorite comment. Only requirements, you do have to be a subscriber. This week's winner, well, it's Alex Masonette. He's about to head down and put his big boy pants on and launch the boat for the first time. Looks forward to being on YouTube. Well, guess what, Alex? You've already made it, buddy. I hope you enjoy that $25 gift card.